I'm Nathalie Gordon, and I'm here to tell you about why you should be really wrong, because it makes you really interesting. So as you guys embark, literally from tomorrow onwards, on your careers in advertising, you're going to learn that this space is completely saturated by people who are exactly like you are. They're people who think like you. They're people who probably, looking at all of you, look like you. They've got the same backgrounds, the same skill sets. In their books will probably be exactly the same ideas. So it's really important that you try to differentiate yourself from everybody else in this room. You need to want to be interesting, even if it means that you've got to really massively fuck up first. If you want to be 10 steps ahead of everyone in this room and about 99% of the people that you're ever going to work with, you need to leave this room today and you need to start thinking about different ways to talk to people. You need to make advertising that isn't advertising. You need a side hustle. Because the beauty of a side hustle is that more often than not, it's not for a brand. Taxi Fabric was never intentionally for a brand. It became its own brand. And that's the beauty of a side hustle. It is actually creativity in its purest form. When you're starting out in this industry, having the drive and initiative to do things yourself is incredibly important, because as juniors, people starting out, not many people will give you a chance, and they certainly won't give you very much responsibility, which is massively ironic and a huge contradiction, because you can't learn to swim by watching other people do it. And in this industry, if you want to learn to swim, you really need to drown first. And if you want to drown really, really quickly, you need to do something that no one else is doing, and you probably need to do it by yourself. And there's no reason not to do it. Hard is not a reason. Because when you find something really hard, it forces you to think. And if you're thinking, that means you're learning. And if you want to learn the most, you have to fail. Struggling and failing teach you resilience. They teach you what not to do. They force you to self-edit. They force you to ask questions, but then to find the answers yourself. Struggling and failure edge you closer to what's right. They get you closer to success than anything else does. And failure gives you a seriously good story. So find a problem to answer, a gap in the market. People really gravitate to those kind of ideas because they have like a clear purpose. Think about the obstacles in your life and the stuff that you really, really wish or think that you can change, because there are really, really amazing ideas to be had there. And not a single one of you can't come up with a Netflix or an Airbnb idea. Have faith in that. If you've got an idea for an app, you need to become an expert in apps. You need to see what's missing and fill in those gaps. If you want to make a short film, watch a shit ton of short films. Work out where people are getting it wrong. Literally learn from other people's mistakes. I can't stress this enough. The world out there has the answer to every single question you could possibly have. You just need to go out and look for it. And then there's the big question that stops most people in their tracks when it comes to side hustles, and that's money. When you have no money, you have to be really, really smart about how you get hold of it. The best thing I can tell you is that every single one of you has something that somebody else in this room wants or could use. Barter yourself, barter your time, barter your skills, barter your cooking if you have to. You have something to offer somebody else always, at every point in your life or career. You need to pull in favors, because the network that you already have and will continue to create is absolutely phenomenal. You already know somebody who can do the thing that you can't. Build that network, foster, create it, cultivate it. It's incredibly important. You do need to go after things that you know absolutely nothing about. You need to travel to places that you've never been to make things. You need to talk to people that absolutely outright terrify you. Ask for things that you never think you're going to get. You need to get out of your comfort zone, because it's actually the great enemy to creativity. You can't pursue great work and comfort at the same time. Persuade yourself you're a genius, silence your inner scaredy cat, and if you don't have faith in your ideas, no one else will. Every single time you feel that niggle of doubt creep in, ask yourself what's the worst that's going to happen, because the worst thing is you'll fail, and I've already told you that makes you really, really interesting. It makes you more interesting than 90% of the people who work in this industry.